Excuse me on that one. Good evening, folks. It's 1841 on the 6th day, 1st month, 2023. I'm coming to you from Liverpool, England. Not even Liverpool anymore, from England. Right, you guys are about to have really bad travel days coming up from a corridor from parts of North Carolina up through here. It's going to get bad. The ice could actually come down a little longer along this line here, because it's up to how far does this cold tendril come down from the north. You're going to have snow and ice impacting you, and it's going to make travel a bit harsh. Yeah. New England's going to see some significant totals through Massachusetts and all of New England, pretty much. As you look through Vermont and New Hampshire and tickling on Maine. And as we go into the tens, the snow is going to have continued on and off until quite the accumulations are going to have happened through Pennsylvania and the upper U.S. Yeah, the upper U.S. If I say it right. Yeah, it's going to be good for the ski season. Also get yourself up to Burlington. It'll be good skiing there. Yeah, it's ski season. It's winter time, and you're seeing some snow. But my major concern that I'm worried about, and it is a worry, is the ice. And the ice corridor is right about here, and it's debatable how far if it's going to come into North Carolina or not. The pressures say it should. Right, when I look at these pressures right here, and I get that high bubbling up there, and that's what this is. This is an odd one. See, it's like the opposite of what you would see down in Australia. It takes a little more understanding. They got a lot of heated flows coming from an area that should be cold, right? This high pressure is a big blast. It's going all the way across the Pacific. And this is days away, so it's not that CME that hit. This is geoengineering, and it's a big high. And that high that's all the way over here, believe it or not, that line has continued all the way over here into the United States. Yeah, that's why I say we got a lot of beaming going on to do these things. You know, how many lows are you going to have next to each other out here? The butterfly effect. Yeah, there you go, right off the coast of the U.S. You park these highs off a coast long enough, you could drought them out. I've been watching them do that for Perth for years, and at some point I'll go into that. That's going to take some me pulling up files that I don't even have here. Yeah, it's all in Turkey. And well, I think honor's always been a big part of our relationship, so I imagine that's not going to be a problem to achieve. So let's all think really good healing thoughts toward John Sal so she gets better. Yeah, big love to you, John Sal, wherever you are. Sevgilim. Ashkum. Pensona. Yeah, then that's the last I'll ever do that live. Yeah, it's a major storm. There's going to be very windy coming in. Also over here, coming in on Tuesday, bringing in some snows. On Monday. This is my time, so it'll be really earlier for you. You got like 8 hours off of that, so you'll be, 8 o'clock in the morning? Your time over there, West Coast, Seattle. Hey, you're going to get hammered. It's coming up the coast, and you're going to get it. And the totals are going to be net small. Right, Seattle always has a little heat bubble, but the areas around it, they ain't got that bubble. So, when you're looking at 14 inches of snow there, it's 74 inches there. That's a crippling snow for a city. And as we get out here and toward the mountains, it's ski season. Yeah, I'll throw that in, ski season. Just north of Reading, they're going to have some difficulties on the 10s. Yeah, you finally get some time. So, I went and saw that movie, Till. No spoilers. Powerful, very powerful, inspiring. 104 inches of snow in this one spot through this swapped here. But when you get on certain cities, it's not. Reading catching a break. Chester being molested by the geoengineers again. You got a ski resort there? Because they'll have a lot of ground level stuff down here. Geoing it up. Flares on little towers and all sorts of putting stuff in the air to help the ski resorts get lots of snow for their profit. But not everybody can afford to do. And everybody else, well, you got to deal with the aftermath of what doesn't fall on their slope. And imagine the stuff they're putting in the air isn't the healthiest water when it melts. As a matter of fact, I know it's not. Some of the stuff's actually fibrous that I've been picking up. And I do look. 100 inches of snow, but we're getting in that part of the world where it's wintertime and it's the Yukon kind of thing, you know? Yukon, you think snowshoes. It's wintertime. So you got a major event about to impact New England, Pennsylvania, New York, Buffalo area again. Remember, they get that lake effect snow, and if the wind shifts coming this direction, they're going to have problems. If it stays in this direction, they might skirt it. But if the storm comes around this way, it'll kick it into Buffalo. Buffalo's like always gets tons of snow. It's not unusual, yeah, to see them buried. They did a lot of things to make you look at Buffalo recently, didn't they? Yeah, I think they killed a bill. What a shame. God, that's so sad to watch, isn't it? When Kill Bill kills a bill. And Buffalo, New York, the Buffalo Bills, yeah, they got hammered with a hellacious storm. Go luck. Yeah, I'm into numbers and conspiracy theories, so I'll just call the numbers that. But conspiracies to me are covering up something that takes more than one person to plan to do. And if I'm thinking of it by myself, it's impossible to be a conspiracy. It's just it's compelling things to think about from the opinions of known liars that say things. When the government comes and says something, they've lied to me in the past. They have. Special words were, I'll never harm you. It's going to be okay. Even a doctor lied to you, when you was a kid. This is only going to hurt a little bit. So, 3.3 inches of snow is not a huge crippling amount of snow for this area. But when you get ice down here like you're going to get in West Virginia, it's going to be a travel problem. So you're going to want to watch your route, which ways you go. The corridor up past the mountains. It comes in over here, North Carolina, taking it. Come up over I-40 over here, and whammo, hit the highway. And this is all along the highways, even Elkin and all that. This is not good. So if I go to the rain and thunder, I'll show you the ice. We're going to have the ice at night. Hopefully, it'll be a daytime event, but it's going to happen. But right through here, right, rain and thunder, turn it off the pressure. I got a lot of people walking past the kitchen, so just bear with whatever is going on that. Right, because the modem comes in and out sometimes. And, well, I don't live in my own place. It would be nice. In Kentucky, you got a little bit of ice coming too, but the area of concern is right along here. It's going to start around here. As it comes in, some of that ice, it's going to spread out along the state line, right along both corridors of travel where they split the mountains. Yeah, you got to go either this side or that side, right? Otherwise, it's difficult for... you make decisions when you're coming from certain parts of the United States, which interstates to hit. You want Interstate 40 up over? Do you want to come up and in like this? There's a lot of little different ways to hit different highways and to get you into the eastern corridor, as this is known. And this would be normally known as the tri-state area if you lived up here. Yep. Well, that gets to be a mess at Thanksgiving when everybody's trying to get places. So over here, you're going to see a bit of a accumulation of ice too, enough to bring down limbs if it gets windy. So get your stuff in order, get your bread, get your milk, if that's what you need, right? Because it's not gonna hang out long, but what it does is gonna cripple some roads. So watch your vehicles. In an age when it seems like vehicles and roads are being targeted for destruction, so new projects could come and everybody gets work and prosperity can happen. Look at what they did with the New Deal back in the 1930s with Roosevelt and all the projects he did out west in the United States. And you'll kind of think about what I'm talking about. Right? Hey, Quebec, you got a nice, some snow's coming. And it'll be winter there and your accumulations are looking a bit high. Net. Only that's the 24 hours, man. And you're just going to get some sprinklings and some dustings, isn't it? And the big thing on my big worry is this here. And this isn't, some of them are showing rather high. Right? If I go up to the, and it'll already been here by then. Ding, bing. Second storm. We're talking New York area here. Getting hit with a 5.5 nearly inches of rain, of snow. Nearly. I use the words nearly. Some people want me to count the snowflakes, right? And this is hitting here all the way through Wallingford. And there's a big split in the highway here, right about New Haven, right? Where you could come up this corridor here, or you come up here and go into Massachusetts and New England, right? I-91 and I-95. Uh-huh. Yep. I remember when my town got its exit off the highway. It was a really big deal. Saved everybody all these minutes. It was another place to have a traffic jam. It actually caused a traffic jam in the town because people used the town as a shortcut. Yeah, Danbury, Connecticut. There's Lake Zor and all that over here, isn't it? Yeah. So you got some conditions coming there. You're gonna be some sledding to go on. You'll be some smiling youngies. You may have some caramels out there. Hey, man, some hot chocolate might be better. East Fishkill. Yeah, it could be anywhere these days. Here's Waterbury. That's where my grandpa used to live. Uh-huh. Yeah, these stomping grounds for me. Here's Hartford. That's where Mark Twain used to live. Yeah, that's where his house was. I'm into it. Another Manchester. Oh, gosh. So I wanted to let you in on it. You're about to have some problems. All right, even on the 10th. It's going to be winter time. It's that ice that day that's my biggest concern. Right, when you're out traveling and you get this along a corridor, there's a main traveling in. You got to have some harsh road conditions. You make sure your tires are right. Don't be an idiot and kill a family because you're a tightwad. I'll be okay. Your tires will they'll chunk out easier when they're cold. You hit a pothole and they'll just chip. So you be careful. Don't be a numbnut. Yeah, it's okay to stay at home, you know. But I had to go get that. Mm-hmm. And you're buying a new car because you needed a milk. It's right along the Petersburg corridor here, where we got the US 220. I mean, and the other ones over here as well. They meet. Yeah, I know my back roads now. I can go off track, and that's a main corridor of travel through the mountains. As we get to this side here, you'll see another one that comes in up this way. Comes in through West Virginia because I've taken it from North Carolina and come on over in here to go to Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania, up this way. So if you cut off the Pittsburgh corridor, and this is where you get in there from down south. They're going to have a lot of problems with the ice in here. So you trucks, you get the same thing. Make sure your tires are right. Make sure you get your chains in order. Unexpected things that can cause you your business. Don't lose the independent trucking that's so important in the world. Next thing you know, even tuk-tuk's going to be outlawed, because they might give somebody a ride without permission. So you guys stay safe with your trucks. You guard them. Guard your tires. Some kids were drilling holes in them. Don't they know that that's made out of oil, petroleum product tire? Yeesh. Maybe their dad worked for a tire company. I always wondered that. Who did that? Was it Goodyear's child? It's not a lot of accumulation, but it's freezing rain. Right? That'll wipe cars out. It'll cause pileups. So we'd be very careful. Very, very careful out here this day. Okay? As this ice storm comes through. And then if behind it you get some snow on top of some ice, recipe for disaster. Walking on sidewalks and all that. You're going to be very careful out there. Don't be a numbnut. Rob D will tell you. I'll make a meme and say I warned you. Please. I will. Hey, New Haven. Yeah, the kids will be throwing snowballs out on the green. Yeah, you get a little bit of snow. Isn't that nice? Dun, 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 dun. It wasn't for the white Christmas, but there you go. Middletown. Snow. Old Saybrook will get a little bit of snow. They'll have to dust off the submarines. Yeah, they build submarines out there. We're crossing a railroad track. You know, you go to the railroad station, look across the river, there it is. Electric boat. Just looking at a patch of something out to see. Oh, we don't have the best time coming. As I roll it across the rest of the 10-day period they're showing, you get another batch of something coming in from out to sea, coming up in through the Seattle corridor into here. It looks like it's being held off down there, so we'll be looking for the beams on that one. If I was covering this every day, I would be. But, you know, I got to go out and generate my income during the day. And I do. I found a nice piece while I was out and about today. Oh, yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, there's your next snowstorm coming at about Friday the 13th. You're gonna have a major one. It's gonna look like it's It's coming from the west, but it's going to turn. So the wind's probably blowing from the northeast. Yeah, classic nor'easter setup. Watch. Yeah, if you got a nor'easter coming. Heads north. Ooh, the boys of the western say, boy, it's going to get rough out there. Yeah. Watch yourself. Yeah, there's a major bridge crossings over here. You got some big snows coming here. Philly, too, it looks like. They're saying it's rain, which is good. Very good. But as this moves north, the accumulation is going to get rather high. It's not going to waste no time coming through Connecticut. Freezing rainstorm, ice storm. So you get ice on top of snow. Might get melted, but if the temperatures go low enough, you're 32 and 21, you got ice storm. That's an ice storm for Vermont. And then coming starting around the 14th, 15th, Sunday, my time. If it's 3 a.m. my time Sunday, that puts it at midnight your time when the snow starts there and the ice starts here. Okay? So, 10 days from now, you got an ice storm hit the United States. Get ready for it. Hello, England. How you doing? Am I running? And no comments. Wow. It's unusual. Nobody would expect me to be live right now. Right, coming over the next few days, our totals ain't gonna be light, except in here they'll be light. Over here they're gonna be hard. Well, I've already had a look this morning. Over the next 24 hours, yawns, right? Yawns. Oh, I get to switch again. Hang on a minute there. Back to mils. Back to centimeters. Back to Celsius. Centigrade. Yes. A gradient based on 10. Right? Over the 3s, whammo. Something's coming in. It's gonna hook this as it comes in. And there's where the drag's gonna be. I don't believe that. Yeah, they're gonna get smacked. As far as if any of it's snow, really mostly only up here in Scotland. Little touches here and there. It's just gonna be cold, rainy, and nasty. Just nasty. So we'll take a good smile at the weather we get when we get it, and that's not today. For us, I mean Saturday. Because, man, it's been not nice all day today. I have not enjoyed being outside as much. It'll be drying out a bit in the Midlands while they're kicking some snow across Wales. It's a very volatile day. A pocket of cold air comes down, we're going to get buried in snow. There's a lot of different scales on this. Somebody living way up there? Sorry if I left you out. So you're just getting snow and wind and nasties. It's like the wind's going to shift from the north. A bit of warm air is going to come off for us and meet that cold air up there and bury Scotland. All right, let me show you. And the same day they're doing the U.S., what are they doing here? All right, let's get to our accumulations here. And the 10s, high. Right, it's more believable because I seen what was out at sea. Right? Yeah, it's a lot. 15 centimeters, 10, 12 centimeters. Ireland, you got some very high totals in some of your areas here. Yeah, near 15 centimeters coming here on the 10s. Some places higher. I say calling 10 centimeters of precipitation is a very safe call along here on the 10s. You get about that on that and that on that. What that means to you. It means it's just steady rain, same amount, all the time for 5 days from here to here. Or 2 batches. So we'll be watching this closely. All I know is you guys are going to get soaked. Yep. Scotland, soaked. Some parts. Kendall. One of the sticky outfits is going to get it. If it isn't that one, then it's going to be this one. It's going to have that total. So we're going to have to watch for this. Yeah, it's they're bringing it across the country. It's got to pass, or it's going to go straight north, like that on a path. It's hard to tell yet because the pressures of that I don't see as being quite accurate that I've been seeing. And winter continues for England. Yeah, you guys get a pink piggy nose over there. I always thought that looked a bit like a pig with an ear bent, a little hat on. You have heavy totals across all of Europe, really. And some is going to be snow all across the Alps, these mountains over here, and the rest is going to be very, very heavy rains in some spots. And in others, well, not so much, right? So we'll be watching on that. But I wanted to warn you about the USA, right? My friend in India, you go fuck all for 10 days, okay? I told you, there's nothing to show here. They're just going to geo it away, the boosting of it all. So I'm going to watch this storm. I want to see how they move it up the coast. This is going to be an interesting one on the Friday the 13th. So, yeah, I'll be documenting that one a bit. All right, so we're going to stay safe, right? Because over the next little while, you get a big problems coming through here. Big problems. Yeah, even the rain on the coast on the 10s here is not a little bit down east North Carolina. So I'm real worried about you guys. This is just not good. Not good at all. When I see it starting like this and it's coming up, right, and it comes over, it's brought the cold and whammo, the corridor is going to get hit, right? You got a rain event and you got an ice event's coming. Okay, so we're going to stay safe, ain't we? I ain't got too much to show because all of the USA's picture ain't in yet. But part of the setup is going to be this EMF corridor that's being set up right now, put in place to pin stuff in this direction, causing two separate places to exist dynamics-wise. Here and here will be separate for now until they merge later. Bring them together up in New England and you can really hammer them. You got to back that off because everything that was heading this way has to briefly stop a bit in Pennsylvania and then nudge it over. So it is, and it pops it down. So you're going to get some ice through this corridor right here where this EMF is. So this is document number 1 on it. I've got some chem bombs over here in the Chesapeake Bay. See inside the center of this square. Bombs. And the military do a lot over here from Virginia Beach. There's bombs right there. See them? Chem bomb. Bomb. Getting fried. Delaware style. What is Delaware? An EMF sweater in a chem bomb dress. Look at that. Isn't that disgusting? Those are just bombs. That's not all EMF. You have to put something up there that helps propagate the waveforms and create flows. Look at that. See, in old days you would say, yay, that was just all EMF. And they didn't have this method as much noticeable. But now it's so noticeable that it just looks like fireworks going on. And I did a show about fireworks and chem bomb comparison to show you what I'm talking about. Look at this square crypt. And EMF almost looks like the shape of Connecticut, inverted. Ship trails out here. Crap coming across the ocean here, just all bombed up in the middle of nowhere, just falling out on some fish, getting in that wild Pacific Atlantic salmon you like so much. Yeah, it's all chem bombed up. It's got that milky hydroxide look, aluminum hydroxide look. It does. And you got chem up there, it could very well be. See, it's clearer here than here, so that's a different type deployment. Yep. Bombs and bombs. Coming across the Atlantic as we come into, and that's so merry old England as we're in the twilights right now. The days are very short. See all the chem here across the English Channel? Look at all the chemtrails here. Southend-on-Sea. Chemtrail all the way over to Rotterdam. Would you like your flight with some extra chem? Or would you like a triple shot? Whew, what a mess, eh? Well, aren't they having a nice party out front? This has been going on since I turned the video off this morning. I'm going to say something in a little bit. Can I have the kitchen now, please? I might like to cook. Yeah, I can't even get in to cook. I'm actually hungry. See the chemtrails, even when you zoom in here, chemtrail X marks the spot where a bomb is. And those are two different type deployments. Okay, this is going underneath that. See, that's telling me that's higher than the altitude that plane was. I can't tell you what altitude that plane was, but I can tell you that one was higher. It was going through it. That one's going through it. Going through chemtrails, going through chem bombs, poisoning people. What kind of filtration systems for the air do they have to filter out these toxins that the cabin crew breathes day in and day out? And here's a bomb right here in the middle of the North Sea. Bomb with the spokes like I show on the Australian videos all the time. Yep, all the way into Europe. Chem drops over Leederdorp. What was Leederdorp? The Hague. He's spraying him too. Very milky skies. That's about all my voice can handle today. So big love, people. Stay safe. Make your own decisions about your safety. Big love. Peace.